Have you ever heard of burnout or perhaps experienced it yourself? Or maybe you know somebody that's experienced burnout. So, whether you're in athletics, the workplace, or maybe you're a student in the classroom, can be pretty prevalent. And it's important to understand what the causes, signs, and symptoms are, as well as ways to be able to treat and or prevent burnout. The first being self imposed pressure or feelings of expectations from other people. Sometimes we let the pressure build up within ourselves to where we actually perceive that there's more pressure than what there actually is. Or it could be on the flip side where we perceive that the expectations from others outside of ourselves are too great for us to be able to handle. A second common cause of burnout is going to be overtraining or lack of adequate recovery. So in athletics, overtraining is working out or practicing every single day with little to no rest. You can also think about this in the classroom or in the workplace where you're continuously working without taking any breaks for yourself. A third cause is having a perceived lack of control. Sometimes when we feel like our autonomy is being taken away or like we just don't quite have a grip on the chaos going on around us, we let this lead us into a spiral of burnout. So, what are some common signs or symptoms of burnout? So, somebody that's experiencing burnout may be experiencing some sort of mental or physical exhaustion, chronic fatigue, difficulty sleeping. They also may have some emotional changes. Someone experiencing burnout could partake in emotional detachment or start to develop a type of apathy towards whether it's in the classroom, maybe it's their course of study, maybe it's in their work or in the sport that they're playing. A final symptom that I want to discuss is decreased motivation. If you look back on your time in your career or in your sport and you realize that you're having a chronic decrease in motivation, this could be a tell all sign that you could be experiencing burnout. So now that I've told you all about burnout from the signs and symptoms to the causes, what do you do when you do start to feel burnt out? One good takeaway for you is that you should try and develop some sort of flexible schedule or just be able to give yourself grace, whether it be through boundary setting or time management strategies or goal setting. Make sure you give yourself the flexibility to do whatever it is that your body might be calling for you to do in the moment. The next strategy that I have for you is to practice some sort of mindfulness or some sort of relaxation technique. This a lot of times can help ground you or reset you, especially if you're in a transitional period between one task to the next. A third strategy that you could try is seeking other personal endeavors. I'm not saying just quit your job and go start something new, but make sure that you have other hobbies outside of your career or other hobbies outside of your sport. That way you don't over identify with what it is that you're doing to make money or to the sport that you're playing. And finally, make sure you have a strong, supportive social network that you feel comfortable communicating to. By having people in your corner, you know that you have somebody to turn to if you do start experiencing symptoms of burnout.